So the last couple weeks I've been on vacation, mom, and it was so relaxing. I actually watched a bunch of stuff. We watched like 3 or 4 old movies. We went to the theater. I saw Joker. We went to the theater and I saw Zombieland 2. I also
Yep.
watched the entire season of Living with Yourself Netflix
Wow.
show with Paul Rudd. So it was a nice, relaxing trip for me.
I feel like a bum. I feel like a bum.
Yeah,
I
you've
still
done
need to see
nothing.
Joker. I still need to see Joker.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, but I'm not going to be the guy that goes to the movies alone.
So what I want to do with this week is last time we did what to watch, we kind of went back and forth. Like you had something, and then I had something I was watching, and then you had something.
Yeah.
Um, and my recommendation with you was watching Raising Dion,
Correct.
which you did, you enjoyed.
Mhm.
So out of this, I'd be interested to see which one you would want to go see, because this is me giving you 3 recommendations and you giving me 0. So this is not fair, but okay.
I mean, I did watch the Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns, which I said
That's true.
do not go watch. I
That's
watched, there was like 2 or 3 things right there. I
Yeah.
watched that. I was surprised
Mhm.
that. I was like, don't see, don't see. So, go
Okay,
ahead.
so let me start with the Netflix Paul Rudd.
One more
It's
time with that.
the Netflix show Living with Yourself
Okay.
with Paul Rudd.
Gotcha.
So I I don't know why I was thinking it was going to be an hour. Maybe just because most of the shows I watch are an hour, but it was only a 30-minute episodes,
Oh,
and I think there was only like 8 episodes, so
I
it's
saw
a very quick
I saw an
watch.
interview with him talking about that. He said
Yeah,
I forgot the term he used, but it's like a quick little snack. And he was just like, that's my
yeah.
show. And you don't need it doesn't have any sustenance, but it's just a quick little snack. That's what he said. And they were like, did you just advertise it
Okay.
that way? And he's like, don't judge me. I forgot what it was, but I saw that and I was like, that's pretty cute.
Okay. Well, Paul Rudd is hilarious. I love
Of
Paul Rudd.
course.
I think he's great. The show, like I said, is only like around 8 episodes, so 30 minutes a piece, pretty quick. Um, and we have a trailer reaction for it. We watched that trailer reaction. That grabbed your attention, didn't it?
It did. I had some guesses of how the show is and what it does, etc. But that's why I'm going to be your Q&A panel for whenever
Okay.
you're reviewing it
Well,
right
no
now.
spoilers.
No
No
spoilers?
spoilers.
Okay,
No
so
spoilers.
I'm going to give you hard questions that you have to dance around spoilers to answer them.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will say with Living with Yourself, it was entertaining.
Hmm.
Like I said, I binge watched the whole thing over the course of a couple days. Pretty quick and easy to watch. It's interesting because the way they do it, they switch back and forth. So the premise is he's in a rut. He
Right.
just feels crap about his job, crap about his marriage. Everything's
Yep.
just crap. So his
Yep.
friend recommends him going to a spa. And he like, and this
Was the
will
friend like, it's a happy ending spa? Was the friend
he
like
actually
that?
they made a joke about that, and he
Okay.
but no, one thing that I will mention, not story, but it'll give you an idea of the humor. So he pulls up to the spa, and it's like this ghetto strip mall. You're just like, this looks like rundown, janky stuff, and I'm supposed
Okay.
to pay $50,000 or something. Like this.
Nails, wigs, liquor, pawn, and then the
Yeah.
spa. Gotcha.
And he's like, oh no, I'm not doing this. And out walks Tom Brady, and he's just like, how many times have you done this? He's like, 6. There you go. What happens is when you go in and you go to the spa, you go to sleep. Well, they clone you, the best version of yourself. They clone you, the best version of yourself. And that clone wakes up with all of your memories, thinking, not knowing that they're a clone. And they walk out knowing that they just feel better. And the actual you is buried short in the grave over in the woods somewhere.
Okay.
So knowing that, seeing Tom Brady walk out saying that he's done this times,
Yep. That was cute.
there's 6 dead Tom Bradys in the woods. So
Yep.
I thought that was hilarious. It sets it up pretty well for the humor, Paul Rudd, what to expect. But each episode starts off from a different perspective. So you start off with original, and then you see what happened, and then you get up to a certain point, and then the next episode you start off from the clone's point, and you go a little bit further, and then you start from the original's part, and then go a little bit further, and then the clone goes a little. So each episode is a little bit more insight, but you're not overlapping with the same story. You see a different
Okay.
perspective because the clone as well as the original are both struggling in their own ways.
Hmm.
Um, But it is very, very interesting to just, he's not perfect. The clone is not perfect. It's not like the perfect person. It's just, if you had actually tried, if you actually put in the effort, if you actually cared, if you didn't have a bad attitude. So it flowed very, very well. I enjoyed all the characters. You have, the wife was great. Obviously, Paul Rudd was great. You can tell the difference between the two very well. And him freaking out because he lives. The original wakes up in the graveyard, like, what the hell's going on? So just seeing the dynamic of him playing off himself was very good, because I love that type of dynamic. I've seen it in multiple shows, with Orphan Black and Vampire Diaries and multiple other ones. But he does it very well playing off himself.
8 episodes, 30 minutes a pop. Did it put a nice little bow on the end of this at the top? Like, did it conclude, or did it leave it open? It didn't conclude?
It leaves it open.
Okay.
It definitely is going to be going in a new direction for season 2.
New direction. Okay.
Yes.
I have a feeling that, and just the way you said new direction, I have a feeling that the spa is that they're going to, instead of having the best version, it's going to be the worst version now coming out. So that's my guess. But
that's your guess? Okay.
Yeah. So now I need to see it.
I'm gonna try not to give anything away.
I gotta watch it now. Stop giving me shit to do. I like my quiet, boring life.
Oh goodness. But yeah, I would recommend it. I enjoyed it. I really like that it was only 30 minutes. I feel like it could have gotten very boring and slow if it was an hour long.
It kept it fresh and upbeat.
It did.
Good.
It did.
A lot of times nowadays, 30-minute shows are just not common. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, comedies are usually minutes, unless it's a dramedy, which I don't like that word.
Dramedy?
Dramedy. It's a comedy and
I got you. I put it together.
Okay.
I just hadn't heard it before.
Really?
No.
All right. But yes, I would recommend it.
Okay.
Not with your kids though.
I wouldn't suspect that.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on doing it and being like, oh yeah, here's a spa and they kill you and put you out back. And like,
yeah, there's nothing like. I think there's only a little bit of sex and everything, but not a lot, but enough where you don't want.
Does the wife tell the difference between Paul Rudd good and Paul Rudd bad in the sex life?
She notices I don't know about the sex life. I'm not going to mention anything about that part, but she just noticed the first day that the clone comes back, and she's just like, what's going on? Like, she doesn't know it's a clone, but she does notice something's off and something's different.
Okay. I don't want to lead you into any spoilers, but actually that does interest me. I'm a fan of Paul Rudd. His humor is great. I love every time he goes on Conan O'Brien and shows the not Marley and Me. It was Mac and Me, I believe, is the movie that. Do you know anything about the Conan O'Brien Paul Rudd thing?
No.
All right. Well, you research that, please. You'll enjoy it.
Okay.
I showed Dad. He thought it was just absolutely fucking hilarious. But 30 minutes sounds good. 8 episodes sounds good. Good lead actor in it, and a unique story that honestly I haven't heard. So it checks all the boxes for interest. And Netflix, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. So we went to the movie theater twice. You know, our mom, she works in the industry. Her husband works in the industry. She loves movies and good storytelling, and we do too. So we were trying to find Jojo Rabbit originally,
right?
And because it was in limited release, it didn't come out nationwide until this weekend, but it was in limited release, and so LA obviously is going to have it. But the closest theater was like an hour away without traffic, and then it's LA, so it's going to be an hour and a half, and then you add in like there were fires going on. She's like, I really want to see Jojo Rabbit, but we're not driving all that way.
Okay.
So she's going through, and I'm like, I wonder what else she'll pick, and she picks Zombieland 2, and I'm like,
you were interested in that though, are you?
Yes, I was, but I did not expect our mother to want to go see Zombieland 2. I don't know. I just think of her more like creative person that's gonna go see The Lighthouse or something.
Mom, you'd like The Lighthouse. It's in black and white. You can relate to it. Jesus.
But anyways, we go see Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
I thought it was very entertaining. They definitely make a lot of jokes about it being 10 years.
Yeah.
And how everything kind of stops in 2009. Like there's a joke about someone's like talking about, well, yeah, I had this idea where like if you were drunk, you just call somebody and they come pick you up instead of trying to get a taxi, like describing Uber and
Right.
Lyft and everything. And people are like, yeah, and then they'll murder you because they're in their own personal car. And like it's all stopped in 2009.
Gotcha.
So I love the jokes and everything that they go throughout the movie. It's been so long since I've seen the first one. I don't feel like I don't think that it didn't feel the same.
That
It was
that
very
was
gory.
very good. Good. That my original question was if it was going to be and again I think I referenced this the first time around, a Borderlands situation where Borderlands the game Borderlands 2 was amazing through and through, and Borderlands 3 just recently came out. But it's basically the exact same game. It's just newer, brighter, and nothing that it didn't add anything to the actual story per se. It's just it just you could literally change the two numbers and release them at the opposite times, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It wasn't much of a growth of the game. Did this movie feel like it was an actual growth, or just basically Zombieland 1.5, like a continuation of it, even though it's been a decade?
I feel like there was a growth. The biggest change was the fact that you already had established relationships, but then also the youngest character in the first movie, she was so young, and this has been 10 years.
Right.
And so she's, she's like 19, 20 years old or whatever. All three of the other people look the exact same, like 10 years later. They
it's a
look
good thing
the same.
about actors and actresses. They age very well.
Yes, but she obviously has changed. She's grown up. And so it focuses on her trying to figure out, like, I'm not a little kid anymore. And so she ends up going off on her own. So the three of them try to go and find her because it's zombie apocalypse and stuff. Because they did find a safe haven.
Oh, okay.
Well, they found a safe home, like a house to hang out in.
Okay.
Not like it was just the four of them though. So she feels like.
Was it the White House?
Yeah, it was the White House.
Okay. I was just gonna say it was in the trailer.
It was in the trailer. But yeah, so it's interesting
safe?
it's interesting to see her journey and them trying to find her and the new characters that come along. But it was like I was surprised. I don't remember the first one being as gory as this one. But it was cute. I liked it. It was very enjoyable.
Okay.
It was fun. I would recommend it, especially if you liked the first one. It's not going to be the same thing. It's definitely going to be different from a story perspective.
Do you think if they expanded the crowd from the first one to this one, in other words, everybody who enjoyed the first one will enjoy the second, but more people would? Or do you think it's less people?
Yes. If
So,
you've
they made
watched
it more
Zombieland
broad?
if you watch Zombieland over the last 10 years, and then, because I didn't go to the first one.
Then this will
in
be your
theaters.
cup of tea.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
As long as you're okay with, like, heads getting smashed in and blood everywhere and all of that gross stuff.
Yeah. No, it doesn't affect. We're all pretty desensitized to what's on TV and movies nowadays, so it sounds like it's actually just a good time.
Yeah, just a fun time. Popcorn movie. If I had to give it a grade, I'd probably say 7. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing.
It wasn't anything
The
special.
it was a zombie movie.
Okay.
Like.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't scary.
That's about where I thought it would be. I didn't think it was going to be, award-winning, amazing, awesome. And I didn't think it was just going to be a good, fun time. So that's exactly where I was thinking it would actually be. Were there any kind of, I bet it was Easter eggs and references throughout the entire thing? Like you said, the Uber and such like that. Did they have little things like that, little pop culture references to the entire movie, I take it?
Not as many as you would think.
Was Bill Murray back?
There is something special, not at the very, very end of the credits, not through, but I think like midway through, there's a special Bill Murray thing. They reference Bill Murray in the movie, and then there's a special thing with Bill Murray at the end.
Is that the interview scene that was also in the trailer? Where they're interviewing?
Yeah, was that in the trailer?
Yeah. I haven't seen the
yeah,
movie. How would I have gotten it?
I don't know. But yeah, it's very, it's in depth. It's you get more from that than you think you will.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So then the last thing that we went to see, because our mom is not a superhero, anything. She doesn't like any.
Superhero, yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't like that stuff at all. Like, she doesn't go see any of those movies.
Such a
But
shame.
she did have interest in seeing the Joker, and our
Okay.
stepdad is a huge Joaquin Phoenix fan.
All right.
That's his favorite actor. He didn't get to go with us because he was working, but we went and saw the Joker. And I will say it's doing very, very well in theaters. It looks like it's going to hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to hit $1 billion, which is very impressive.
It's the highest rated R-rated film. I mean, highest grossing R-rated film ever.
It is. Yep. It was hard to watch. As somebody who's very empathetic.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
So this is gonna be perfect for me then.
It was hard to watch from just. There were points when I looked away, not like looked away because it was just like, oh, this is gonna be so embarrassing or so sad or so heartbreaking. And I look, and our mom is looking away too. She doesn't want to see that heartbreak. It's a very real world play on mental illness, and this is in the 80s where like nobody effing cares. And you're right when you had mentioned when with our trailer reaction, you had mentioned you heard that it should be called Arthur and not the Joker.
Yeah.
100% sure.
Yes,
like 100%
I'm looking forward to
agree.
that because it's a story. From what I hear, it's the story of Arthur turning into the Joker, but it's about him, not him.
It is. Right. It is 100% Arthur's story.
Oh my God.
It is Arthur's it is Arthur's world, and there are some twists and turns that I was just like, wait, what? Are they going to do that? That didn't happen in the comics.
And then they did that.
And they didn't. So there's little things if you enjoy comics and everything, you will see all those. But if you don't read any kind of comics or you don't know anything about the Joker, you could still enjoy the movie. But it is very hard to watch because you feel so bad for him. And I will say that right now, Joaquin Phoenix is one of the front runners to get a nomination for an Oscar. 100%, he deserves it.
Okay.
This role, like I had mentioned when we watched the trailer reaction, like he's always creeped me out in every single movie he's done. I don't know what it is about Joaquin Phoenix, but he just has a creepy vibe.
Okay.
Mom was listing off movies now, and she was like Gladiator, and I was like, yes, he's in love with his sister. He's creepy. And then she said Her, and I was like, he's in love with his phone. Yes, creepy. And then she's like Signs and all these other, and I was like, yes.
Swing away.
Everything he's ever been in gave me a creepy vibe. So when he was cast, I was excited because I think he could do the Joker justice.
Yeah.
But he's not doing the Joker. He's doing Arthur, and so it's really, really
God,
gritty.
I need to
really,
fucking
really
see
raw.
this.
It's hard to watch. You feel empathetic for him, and you're just like, this world is so messed up. It's a good movie. I feel like he's gonna, if he needs to win the Academy Award for this. Any of the other people, I need to know who else is in the category for it. But right now, the other front runners for it, he deserves it right now with the other people running with him for nominations.
You said he played Arthur
so
amazingly. Did he play Joker amazingly?
Beginning Joker, like you're not going to get the full-on perfect Joker that you get used to.
So my original statement when we first watched the trailer was, he's going to do such a good job that people will not compare him to Heath Ledger. They will say that they're two separate things, two separate Jokers, and they both are amazing in their own way. Am I spot on with this?
Yes, because I feel like Heath Ledger plays the Joker in a way that he's the Joker. He's completely lost everything else, and he knows this is his path, this is what he's doing. And Joaquin Phoenix is coming up there. You get to see how the Joker becomes the Joker.
Do you
and you understand the path.
Being DC, that beginning of the sentence, being DC, do you think they're going to turn this into a spinoff or a sequel?
Yes.
Yes?
But they won't announce the sequel until after the major award shows. And that's because they don't award shows aren't really known for giving sequels much credit, and I think they want that not only nomination, but they could possibly get the win to get that establishment and that recognition and everything. So I don't think they'll tarnish this with a sequel
Then
announcement just yet, but it's gonna do $1 billion.
then my
Of
next question
course
is,
they're doing a
okay,
sequel.
then my next question again is starting with being DC. Do you want a sequel, or do you think this should end here because it sounds like perfectly done, and I can't wait to see it myself.
It's not perfectly done.
Do you think?
But again,
do you think DC would make a
sequel
sequel and improve on this? That's what I'm trying to say. Do you think their sequel would be better?
Their sequel's not going to be Arthur, though. Their sequel is going to be a true Joker movie. This is not Joker. This is Arthur's story. So it's going to be a completely different feel. It's going to be a completely different movie, because I think what makes this movie so compelling and real and gritty is because it's not over the top comic book, but it's more down to earth mental illness issues.
Okay. Then do you think they had in hindsight that this movie was going to do this well?
Sorry, my screen went black. Say that again.
Do you think that they knew that this movie was going to do well? Give me a short one. Give me a short answer. There's a reason I got to follow up. Do you think they knew this movie was
not
going to do
as well
this
as it did?
Okay. I agree, and the reason being is because this movie should have been named Arthur, and the second one should have been named Joker.
Yep.
Okay.
But again, you had mentioned in our trailer reaction that the only reason that they named it Arthur is not a recognizable name.
I agree. But if they knew it was going to do $1 billion, I'm pretty sure they would have been okay with calling it Arthur just to set up one next one called Joker, because it would immediately cash the bank.
Yes. But if anybody knows that they're going to do $1 billion at the box office, nothing.
Your headset cut out the entire time.
If they know, if a movie knows they're going to do $1 billion, then there's no reason to even worry. Or if they know they're going to bomb, there's no reason to make the movie. Obviously, they don't know.
I know, but you can actually also have a good feeling. I mean, if you know it's going to do $1 billion, you can call it a piece of shit. But it wouldn't matter. But what I'm saying is that they obviously didn't have the hindsight of something to explore beyond this. This was going to be a one-off. And now that it did so well, being fucking DC, they're going to change their plans and be like, there's more money here to get.
Yes. But also, Joaquin Phoenix and the director both wanted to just do one movie, but now they're both reconsidering. I don't know if it's because of the movie or because they enjoyed the conversations that came out of it. So, yeah, they're going to do a sequel. There's no reason why Warner Brothers wouldn't do a sequel.
Okay. Hurts my heart.
So
I've had a lot of broken hearts in my life, and that was one of them right there.
So my grade. I think you're going to give it a higher grade than me.
Probably.
When you see it, because for me, like I said, it is so hard to watch. I feel so, it pulls on your emotions.
Yeah, but my grading is harder than yours.
I know, but it pulls on your emotions as a human being, and I want to give it the respect because there were some twists in it I loved. There were Easter eggs I loved. It looked great. Joaquin Phoenix is absolutely amazing. So I'm trying to take the weight out of it. Like, it did make me feel whatever F. Martin Scorsese, who says comic book movies don't make you feel. It definitely makes you feel. So I would give it.
Go ahead.
I'd give it an 8. Some people might be mad at me for not like giving, but like an 8, I think is being actually generous for me because it was just so hard to watch for me. Like, this isn't an enjoyable movie in the fact of watching it. It's more of like, I understand this message. This is a serious message. This is a serious conversation that we need to be talking about on multiple levels. And I respect that part of it. So you're going to go see it now?
I've been trying to. It's not like I haven't wanted to or anything like that. My work schedule and everything else just doesn't align. I'm trying. I want to see it.
All right.